Hey everybody, this is Chris, and today I got a pretty good side-by-side comparison with the flight of the Zino 2 in full sun, although the sun is not directly pointing at it like it was in some of my first flights. It was more directly above, so what you're going to see is side-by-side, no filter, CPL filter, flying out of the creek while I was back home in Virginia, into the Potomac River, over full water, and then turn around, come back, and after I come back, then I cut to two separate shots where it's full screen with filter and full screen without filter, and I turn more towards the trees, and you'll see some houses in the background. That's where the sun is at its best angle to point directly at the quad for me to try to show you the effects with and without filter. So again, I understand totally. Sun is not a great thing for cameras. It does all kinds of goofy things to your lens. But what I have been pointing out here is what we're getting out of the Zino 2 camera is basically video destruction. Any of the 4Ks behind me are giving me your typical little glares and things like that, not these big flares in the bottom corners. They're just giving you that typical flare that looks more like just a little white glare in the lens, and that occasional maybe tiny little pink center dot from time to time in the lens. So what I'm getting out of the Zino 2, I don't think I'm the only one getting this. I don't think this is just strictly my camera. I see a lot of the things that are in mine, especially these corner flares and the video noise or the vibration. I see it in so many, almost every other flight that other people are putting out as well. I'm just giving you the whole flight basically. I'm not really cutting out a lot of in-between parts or expanding that image off the screen so you don't see it. Other people are creating for content that looks good, so I'm not poking at them for editing. Of course you want to edit. If that's the type of channel I was, where I just wanted to show you some good video, I would be editing too. So I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm just showing you you have a little more work to do with the Zino 2 when it comes to editing without filters. The blessing to this is the filters, these PARROT ANAFI Freewell filters, they've cut my editing way down. I have so much usable footage while using these that it makes editing so much nicer. So frustrating when there's a certain shot you want to get and you just can't get it. So everything is the same. This video, all my videos, I've made sure all camera settings are the same. I'm sticking with the presets. I think a majority of your beginners and your users that don't want to fiddle and play with the settings, I think they're gonna, a majority of them are going to use presets. You might fine tune little things, but you're not going to go and change a lot within the camera. I like to be able to just, throw the presets in there and get up in there and go, and just choose the right filter in this case. And then I've got something that's, as you'll see in the side by side with the filter, it's pretty dead on true to the color that I actually was seeing where I was flying on that day. So just a few things I want you to look out for in the video is while you're watching the flights. Look for the video noise or vibration. You're going to see that. Of course, look for the flares. At one point you're going to see it just goes into a hover mode all by itself. I haven't looked at the screen recording to see if it was trying to go into return to home or anything like that, but I was piloting it back. I was almost back to my home point and it just went into a hover mode, which was on my range flight of almost 5 miles. And my battery was, very low. I landed, I think, on a 3% battery that day. So I don't want to hover in a situation like that. But you'll see that in my range flight where I fly out of the creek in Virginia over the Potomac River to the Maryland side and make it to the shoreline and turn back, that's about a 5 mile distance to do that. So I was just under, and gives me something to shoot for next time. So look forward to that video to come. That's a good one, and it's going to also show you, and this video will show you too, another thing to look for is that gimbal. It really went wacky that day. I haven't had a problem with that gimbal except for high winds. The only time it got goofy and got all crooked was in high winds. This day, no high winds. It was a beautiful day. So I don't know what was going on there, and I'm just going to, for now, say isolated. And I'm going to spray the gimbal out, do my calibrations, make sure everything's okay, give it another shot and see if the gimbal acts that crazy again. But you'll see it in this video, and then my long range video, you'll see it. It almost looks like I'm flying a fixed wing, and it goes like this. I mean, it goes big time, so it gets really out of whack. So you'll see all that. I don't edit any of it out. And that's it. That's pretty much all I want you to look out for. And the biggest thing is, through talking to people that are really good with cameras, camera savvy, in my Facebook group and subscribers to my channel that I've developed friendships with, they're very well versed with cameras. They understand things. I've been researching lenses and looking at different effects with the sun and things like that. And I've come to the conclusion, with the help of them and the things I've researched, that this is indeed just a piece of glass. I think we have a cheap piece of glass lens that's not coated. So if this is something that Hubsan upgrades and fixes in future models, bonus for you people that waited. Any of us early people, Hubsan is not going to give it to us, so we're going to have to buy it if you want it. I myself, I'm happy, very happy with the filters, and hopefully with that I can start giving you more positive stuff on the Zino, or the Zino 2, because I hate being the Hubsan scaremonger, as Pete deemed me, but I'm just being truthful, guys. I'm just showing you what I'm seeing, what you can expect out of the box, depending on how you fly, where you fly, and such. So, you know, I'm an affiliate. I was a big seller for this one, and you know, I feel bad when I believe in something that like I did the Zino 2, and then these type of things that we're seeing pop up, not just the video quality, the other issues we've been seeing. I feel bad when that happens, and I'm gonna bring it to your attention. I've lost a ton of sales. I've probably lost half of my sales, my original sales, from people canceling the orders, from having to wait a long time, or seeing what I've published and then saying, you know what, thank you, I canceled my order. I feel better doing that. I feel better being honest and giving you the straight scoop, and versus you spending your hard-earned money and buying it and then being unhappy with it, or unhappy with me because I was so enthusiastic on it and such a pusher of selling you this with my links. It's not about the money for me. It's about you enjoying the quad in the hobby. So that's what's most important. So that's why I've been putting out all that content, not to be the scaremonger, just to be truthful and show you what we're seeing here. So that's pretty much it. I think I got everything. The other thing I didn't point out was, you know, this is something that's actually been driving me crazy that I never paid attention to really before, but it's got a short focal point. So based on my videos, what I've been watching, and other people's videos that I've been watching, I'm seeing about a 50-meter focal point. Anything after that becomes soft. So like trees, especially when you see trees in the background, especially with no leaves on them, you should see some detailed sticks, branches. Instead, they've become very soft and kind of puffy or cotton looking, just not crisp and clean. So that's something to look for in the video as well. So look at all those type things I just mentioned. And one more I remembered, with the lens, the one thing I didn't realize before that I noticed in this video right here is the props in view, or the rotors in view. With the filters, it almost takes them out. So that's, that's at least with the CPL filter. I don't know about the other filters, but in this case, I've stuck with the CPL filter. I'm trying to stay over water with full sun, even though the sun wasn't directly in the lens. The CPL filter was the good filter of choice in this situation. So I'm sticking with that in the same camera settings, just to keep everything even across the board throughout all my videos when you're looking at the quality. So the only thing that changes in my videos is location, and I can't make the weather the same every time I fly, but I do try to pick a full sunny day, same type of day where the sun's at the same level and such. So in this case, it was just a different location. It was a full sunny day, but it was more on the morning. I normally have been flying mid to late afternoon, but this was in the morning. Sun was way up high and directly above us. So but watching the video, you'll see the flights side by side. You're going to see a big difference between the two, and I think it's obvious which one wins. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the flight. While you're watching, hit that thumbs up button. All you newbies, hit that subscribe button, and I promise to continue to bring you some good, honest, hopefully positive, all more positive stuff on the Zino 2, and make it worthwhile for you to subscribe to this channel. So thanks again, and we'll catch you on the next one. Enjoy the flight.